Guys, I don't do this often, but I think we just need to say this. It's getting really, really frustrating to see our elders say something different from the reality. And today we're going to be analyzing this video of Zack Orji. This is a man I respect so much. I'm not here to bash him, but I just want to decode and kind of demystify a whole lot of things that is said about this present government and the past APC together. I just want to put them together. But let's analyze the video. And I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think? But let's look at the video and go along with me. Before we go also, I'm going to be pausing temporarily just to give my comment about his speech. I'm not going to start the video from the beginning. I just want to start from where politics matter in this case.
So a video that trended on social media that you and a lot of other stars, both in the movie industry and music industry, we are seen campaigning on the street of Mararaba, handing out biscuits and 15 naira to people struggling with hunger under a government, under this Tinubu government. Is that true? Did it happen?
It happened, and it didn't happen the way it was portrayed. First of all, I'm a staunch supporter of this government. If you remember the song Nigeria Jaga Jaga,
yes,
by Idris Abdul Karim, it was released in 2004. That's about 22 years ago. And it was simply talking about the situation of things in the country. This country has passed through decades of decay, decades of mismanagement, decades of, I don't know the right word to use. But I can only say that Nigeria was going down. It's like an ailment that begins with a little scratch. Before you know it, it has developed into a bulbous eruption on your skin. And before you know it, it has turned into something else. That's the problem with Nigeria. The malaise that is plaguing the country has been there for a long time. We needed some form of reform to change some of these things, because we were just going down the drain. We were going down, down, down. If I mention things like fuel subsidy, which became a scam, and a whole lot of other things.
Okay.
So much was being spent every year to maintain an unrealistic rate of our currency, and people using that and making billions for themselves. So much was being spent to maintain the price of fuel at a certain level by way of subsidy, and it became a scam which was benefiting some people. There were so many other things that were not right in the system. And then all of those things, because we had to keep up with these things, we were increasing our indebtedness. And here is a man who came and said, enough is enough. If this situation is not arrested, the country will go down the drain. And that's exactly what happened. That's why the fuel subsidy was removed. That's why the unification of the Naira became necessary. And a lot of things have changed since then. First of all, reform is not pleasant.
And I want to react to that because for me, I'm not cool with that response. You see, I don't like politicians, okay? I don't like politicians for the fact that if a politician will put their own agenda, if they will put their party agenda or interest before national interest, those are bad politics. Those are dangerous politics, okay? When you put your party interest above national interest, those are not just politics anymore. Those are very dangerous politics. And this is the more reason why I don't like politicians and more reason why I don't like this administration. Okay? I have no beef with Tinubu, but I don't like the fact that they sabotage Jonathan when he was trying to remove fuel subsidy. And during that time, if only Tinubu loved Nigeria this much, if APC loved Nigeria this much, knowing fully that fuel subsidy is bad for Nigeria, when Jonathan wants to remove fuel subsidy, dollar to naira is about 199. $1 to 199. During that time, I think gas price is about 175. It's less than $175. I think gas price is about, I don't know if it's $75 naira per liter. I don't know. But I am very certain that during Jonathan time, fuel price is less than 200 naira per liter. What am I trying to say here is that if you know fuel subsidy is not good for Nigeria, why do APC come against Jonathan? What I want us to understand here is that let's assume Jonathan was able to remove fuel subsidy then, and APC, whatever, they supported him. Do you know that the effect on Nigeria is going to be very minimum? Actually, we may not feel the effect. Why? Because the rate of naira to dollar is very low. Prices of things are cheap then. So we are going to be able to cushion the effect. The impact may not be this bad. They all go against this man not to remove fuel subsidy. That is going to have adverse effect on Nigerian people. That is going to create more poverty. Fast forward, Tinubu that opposes this man from removing fuel subsidy. Suddenly, his first day in office, he removed fuel subsidy. And during the time that Tinubu removed fuel subsidy, dollar is around 680. After Buhari's regime, dollar is around 680 to $1. So you can see the difference from 199, $1 to 199 naira to $680. Do you see the gap? And that is why when fuel subsidy is removed, the impact is very heavy on Nigeria. Everything skyrockets. Do you know that during Jonathan time, how much do you clear Toyota Camry? 2009. Look at how much Toyota Camry costs now. I'm just using Toyota Camry as a case study. This is a car, after clearing everything, is about 1.2 million if you want to sell it. During Buhari's time, it jumped to around between 2.6 to 3 million. You see, removing fuel subsidy for me is not the problem. But playing politics with Nigerian people's life is the problem. Number two, and we're going to get there, is about insecurity. But I just want to analyze this, that if Tinubu loves Nigerians so much, if APC loves Nigerians so much, and they believe that if PDP is doing it and is going to favor Nigeria, why don't we support PDP then? If the growth of Nigeria is our priority, why don't we put party aside? If we see that PDP is doing something that will work for Nigeria, why is it that other parties are not supporting them? Or if APC is in power and they are trying to do something that will benefit Nigeria, why is it that other parties will not support them? Why? If this will mean progress for the country. This is why I hate politics, because they make it personal. If Nigeria is our goal, why can't we support a government regardless of the party that is coming from, if whatever they are doing will be to the benefit of the country? Because if fuel subsidy was successfully removed during Jonathan time, things will not have been this bad. But they wait until their turn, until things get worse, and they remove fuel subsidy where people cannot even afford a daily meal. They remove fuel subsidy. I don't like the fact that they are playing politics with people's life. Let's continue and see what's going on.
Reform is there because you want to correct a certain anomaly that has been going on. It's like you have a wound and you are treating the wound. It is not a pleasant process that you pass through. It must hurt for it to heal. That's what we're passing through at the moment. But if you check from the time that he became president to this present time, we're talking of about 30-something months. You will agree with me that some things have changed, like the prices of things have come down.
Yeah. Can you see that, guys? Where you are living, in your community, Zack Orji says prices of things are coming down. In your community, before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, before APC, I don't want to say Ahmed, but before APC, starting from Muhammadu Buhari, before the APC before they took power, how much is bag of rice? How much are you buying it now? Is the price coming down where you live, or is the price going up? Let me know in the comment section.
Drastically, the prices of things, tomatoes, rice, beans, a whole lot of things, the prices are just going down. Even the rate of the naira at that time is coming down.
Is the rate of naira coming down? Yes. But from what? When you call me, you met dollar at around 680, right? What will we say that, okay, we want to give you accolade on is that, okay, maybe when you call me, you change whatever, dollar jumped to 700. And now after 3 years, dollar have come down to 500, or dollar come down to maybe 400. Then we will say, okay, you met dollar at 680 and you bring it down to 400. That's not the case. You met dollar at 480 and you took it all the way to over 1,600. You took it all the way to over $1,600, 600 naira per dollar. Is that an achievement? Is that something we should give him accolade to? And you are telling us dollar is coming down. Coming down from what? Is it coming down from 680 to 400, or the dollar went from 680 to all the way 1,600 and now it's coming down gradually? Let's continue.
And it is still going to come down some more.
Sure, yeah.
But on
You're
the
right.
positive side, last year we recorded net exports, which has not happened in this country for decades.
Now, name one thing that Nigeria do export. I know about cocoa. We do export cocoa, right? Yeah, fine, we do that. What else do we export in Nigeria? Are we doing toothpick that we are exporting? Name one thing that we export in Nigeria. I mean, is it yam tuber? Is it gari? What are we exporting in Nigeria that Zack Orji is talking about? Please, if you know, just leave it in the comment section below. What is it that Nigeria is exporting? Aside from the crude oil, a large portion of that crude oil has been used as a collateral. It's like half of that crude oil is going outside to wherever we are owing money, which means already we've used our crude oil that's supposed to be making us money. We have used it to borrow money.
That is, we exported more than we imported.
I don't know what.
Of course, you know, with the coming to life of the Dangote refinery, there are a lot of petroleum products that we do not import anymore. That here is the Nigerian Education Loan Fund without interest. It is completely interest-free, and it is repayable 2 years after your youth service when you begin to work.
Now, let's talk about the net fund, right? That's a very good initiative from this government, but at what cost? It's going to be interest-free, but like I said, at what cost? Now, if you get a loan to go to school, what is the guarantee that you're going to get a job in the Nigeria of today after graduation? You see, I believe that having access to fund for education is a good thing. But what is not good is after you get into debt, how will you be able to pay back? If you will not be able to get employment, how will you be able to pay back? That's one thing. The second part of this is that it looks and it sounds good, right? But let's ask the likes of Zack Orji, the Tinubu and co. These are people that benefit from free education in Nigeria, and now they couldn't give back what they benefit. But we will use those money to send some people to Mecca or Jerusalem, something that shouldn't have concerned the government. That's where they will put their money. Something baffles me is that we have some pastors that are on the street campaigning against Jonathan's subsidy removal. I mean, his attempt to remove subsidy. They were all on the street when fuel is about 75 naira. But I was so surprised that we do not see all these leaders on the street when Tinubu removed fuel subsidy and price jumped to over 1,000 naira per liter. I could not see any of those leaders on the street to protest against Tinubu to not remove it. And let's now assume that they agree that, okay, we are supposed to remove fuel subsidy. And as a leader that we protested against it then during Jonathan, that we see reason now why fuel subsidy should be removed. As a leader, I expect those during Jonathan time to make a public statement why they cannot protest against this and why they are sorry. Because we are all human. We can make mistake. It doesn't really matter if you're a man of God or not. If we make mistake, we need to admit that we make mistake. because it could have been easy on Nigeria if only they allowed Jonathan. But now it is the way it is. Why are all these leaders, most the religious leaders, why are they not coming out that we're sorry? We were kind of blind during Jonathan time. We could have, supported him to remove it. But we see the reason why this thing is killing Nigeria and we have to remove it. They could have just come and let Nigerians understand their position that, yeah, it's not that we want it to be removed, but it's now necessary that we remove it. Come against it during another time because we didn't know better and we are sorry. But for them to keep mute, to think Nigerian people are stupid is what really baffles me. And they will still think that Nigerian people are stupid, that all these things are going on and they couldn't say anything. Should we now say it to be ethnicity bigotry, or what can we call it? We can't be plain ethnicity or religious bigotry. If Nigeria is our goal, we have to come together as one, not in religion, not in our faith, not in our ethnicity, but as a Nigeria to move that country forward. If we are trying to say, okay, this one comes from a tribe, let me support him, knowingly is not capable, and you let go of a person that is not capable because it's not from your region, that will not move Nigeria forward. But let's continue.
That's politics. 1. 2, that's also, how will I say, time changes everything. What might not have been palatable at that time, I mean, you're talking of about 15 years ago.
As a pastor, do you feel proud associating with a government that have allowed ceaseless killings and displacement of Christians?
When you say that as allowed, you give the impression that the government is not doing anything.
No, I use that because it's their responsibility.
And of course, it's their responsibility. No, let me, again, sometimes it's good when you make a statement, draw analogies between what is happening in Nigeria and what is happening elsewhere in the world.
This is what really crazy me about this interview, this part.
Some things are happening in Nigeria that have happened already in other parts of the world.
Okay.
And the whole thing is being brought down to economic factors.
Really?
A war has been going on in Democratic Republic of Congo for so many years. Why? Because of the resources of that country.
War is going on in Congo. Is war going on in Nigeria? No. Comparison.
And because of some foreign collaboration with certain key people in the country. Some people are interested in sustaining the insecurity because it is business for them, for economic reasons.
Right. That's quite right. I agree with him 100% on that. The insecurity in Nigeria, some people are benefiting from it. Okay? But let's not forget also that the reason why this insecurity skyrockets is because of APC. They are the reason why the insecurity skyrockets when we keep playing dirty politics, when we keep bringing machineries to come and disrupt election. And at the end of the election, we couldn't control them. It caused this insurgency in our insecurity. This kidnapping, this killing in Nigeria is nothing that APC cannot explain. It's nothing they cannot explain. During Buhari's time, yes. Do we have insecurity during Jonathan time? Yes. But how do they emerge? Because of dirty politics. To make Jonathan look bad, we have to sacrifice the life of more than 200 Chibok girls because we want to make Jonathan look bad. This is dirty politics. Very dirty politics. So you cannot take APC out of this equation. We have in every other part of Nigeria where dirty politics is being played. That someone will come publicly on live and say that if you are not voting APC, don't come out to vote. If you are not voting PDP, don't come out to vote. Or if you are not voting their own party, don't come out to vote. That should be treason. That anyone will come online and make a public statement that is threatening the life of another Nigerian because of politics. That if you know you will not vote our party, don't bother to come out to vote. That person is supposed to be arrested and be prosecuted because, like it or not, that is election manipulation. You are trying to manipulate the result of an election by creating fear for people not to come out to vote. If Nigerians do not deal with this decisively, I expect INEC to issue a public statement that anyone that is caught making such public statement will be dealt with under the law. And that is what I expect the president or any governor to come out and make such public statement. It shouldn't be matter any any party that you belong to. If you make a statement that deter people from coming out to exercise their civil rights of voting, you should be arrested and prosecuted. Okay? Let's continue.
For example, some people are creating insecurity around certain areas where we have certain resources.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now that they discover gold and some other things in the north, nobody can just come into your country and be stealing your natural resources without your knowledge. It doesn't happen.
Reforms are not an overnight thing. You're talking of problems that have existed for decades and you want them to be solved in 2 years. It doesn't happen that way. Reforms take time. It's not an overnight thing.
Now, let's look at that. The first part of this is that is the president making a genuine effort to curb insecurity? Personally, and I don't know about you, but for me personally, I will say yes. I will say yes. I don't think there's going to be any government that will be in power that will be happy to see people being unalive where is governed daily. Nobody wants to see that. I want to believe he's making genuine effort, but are there power in the north that are sabotaging that effort? Yes. I don't want to believe that the president is not making genuine effort. And the second part is about it takes time when a government is trying to make a reform. And I understand a lot of people are going to get hurt. It takes time, okay? And it's true. Nigerians have been getting messed up by the politician for a very long time. So you don't expect the Tinubu magician to just come and fix it within 3 years. It's not going to work. But my concern here is that the people of Nigeria are the ones going through this agony, not politicians. Let's be clear. Politicians mess Nigeria up. They are the ones who brought us where we are today. And if we have to cushion the effect of this reform, those politicians also, all our politicians need to be, on their toe doing the same. In fact, for us to believe they are working, I expect the government to, have a meeting with them about slashing their salary 50% because whatever we are going through, whatever Nigeria is going through right now, is because of the incompetence and the stealing of all these our politicians. So I expect if they want to be on the same boat with us, they could have just slashed their salary by now so that we don't have to keep borrowing. But let's continue. If reform take time, I understand. It's not something that is favorable, I understand. But it shouldn't be unfavorable to the people. Why is favorable to the politician? That is where I want us to draw the line. Whatever is going on in Nigeria, the politicians are enjoying themselves. They are going on with fast salaries. Yes, and I expect that to stop if they really want to be on the boat with us.
It will take some time, but it is also good to acknowledge that efforts are being made in the right direction. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
It's not an overnight thing. It will not just fizzle away in 2 years.
I'm going to like to stop here, but before I go, I just want to make this comment, right? You see, democracy is good. It's one of the best system of government if practiced right. But with the kind of democracy we are practicing, I'm not sure if I can say that because let's be clear, this democracy we are playing in Nigeria or practicing in Nigeria is not helping us at all. Does that mean democracy is not good? It's good if being practiced right. But it can be very dangerous if we practice it the way we're practicing it in Nigeria now. And the result of practicing democracy the way we practice it in Nigeria is what we have in Nigeria. It will be democracy of stomach infrastructure, giving rights to people anytime they have problem, giving them peanut and whatever, doing palliative. Those are dangerous democracy. Those are democracy that impoverish people. You see, the problem I have with this interview is that I expect people, when they get to a certain age, to not be fearful of the truth anymore, to speak truth to power. Yes, you can support your candidate, but that should not take the truth away from your mouth because you are benefiting. I love Orji. I respect him so much, and this interview, it will not make me have less respect for him. But at the same time, even if it belongs to APC or campaigning for APC, it should not shy away from talking the truth. I don't think it's speaking truth to power because sometimes when you are eating from somewhere, you want to be careful how you speak about your organization. I understand that, okay? But at the same time, if Nigerian happen to be something that is paramount to you, if you feel like you want to see the goodness of your country, that should not take you away from speaking the truth. You can still support your party, at the same time point out what you guys are doing that need improvement. That does not mean that you are putting down your party or your candidate that you support. It means that you recognize the problem and you are pointing it out and that it will be fixed. That does not mean you are bad-mouthing your candidate. But still, while you are supporting your candidate, point things out. You see, it is in criticism that make a candidate be successful. Those who are supporting you will never point out your mistake. It is the opposition that point out your mistake. And as a candidate, if you have the ability to take all those criticisms and analyze them and work on them, that is when you're successful. That is when you'll be standout. Supporting a party is one thing. Speaking the truth is another thing. I'll put the channel in the description box below for you to see the rest of the video if you're interested in seeing it. You're going to enjoy the interview. It's a very lovely one. I like it, and that's why I just want to weigh in my comment on this. If you have any comment about this, please leave in the comment section below. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.